Okay, so Cease is making orange juice using one 16-ounce can of concentrate. She's using the standard ratio of 1 can to 3 cans of cold water. How large a pitcher will she need? Well, so if you got 16 is 1, then you have to do 1 to 3. It's the ratio. And so that would be 4 total. And so if each one is 16, you do 16 times 4, and that's 64. Which means that you would want to use a half-gallon pitcher because that holds 64 ounces. Can I do B now? All right. Alright, that's good enough. Alright. Olivia has 1 gallon pitcher to fill it with orange juice. She uses the standard ratio of 1 can to 3 cans. Okay, so if she has 1 gallon, is it 12? The 12 fluid ounces?
Well, she has a 1 gallon pitcher to fill with orange juice. She uses a standard ratio, and so the standard ratio of...
Okay, yep, it's 12. Okay, and so then you do 1 to 3 again. Which also equals 4. Now you have 12 times 4, and that's 48. And you would use a 60-ounce pitcher because that's the smallest one. 48 is smaller than all the rest. Now C2. August has. Alright, so you have 1.5 is one of them. And so 1.5 10-ounce cans would be 15. So, and then if you have 4 1/3, it's 1.5 to 4 1/3. Then, or actually it's usually 1 to 4 1/3. So you'd have to multiply your first amount times 4 1/3 to get your second amount. So that would be 15 4 1/3 times 15, which equals 65. Right? Yeah.
So 65 what?
Fluid ounces.
65 fluid ounces of what?
Cold water.
So 65 ounces of water. Okay.
And then you have to add on the concentrate, which is 15. So 65 plus 15 equals 80. And that's your answer. Oh, the pitcher, he would need a 1 gallon pitcher.
We need a 1 gallon pitcher.
Can I call on a girl?
Can you call on a I'm going to do D myself.
Dang it, I wanted to call on someone shocked.
I know. See, I felt a moment of I want to put someone on the spot and make them feel bad, and I'm not cool with that. Oh, I'm not sure. Maybe somewhat behind me. All right, so here we go. There are a couple ways to do this proportion. Now, to solve a proportion, we need to have 2 ratios that are equivalent. What's another way to think of a ratio?
Fraction.
It's a fraction. Thank you for raising your hand. Jack, what is it?
Fraction.
When I say ratio, Jack thinks?
Fraction.
That's right. So, there are several ways to do this, and let's go through the connected math way of doing it first, and then I'm going to show you something that has been outlawed. So you're going to get a little contraband here, and I can see Max is pretty excited. All right. So, connected math. So if I look at 4 and 128, is there a scale factor that would relate those two together? David? So 4 times 32 is 128? Yeah, okay. So my scale factor is 32. Well, we know from our previous book that if we apply the scale factor to the numerators, I'll get my x value. So what is x equal to applying our scale factor? Josie?
So you do 32 times 1, which would be 32.
So x is equal to 32. Now there's another way of doing this. There's another way of doing this.
It's outlawed.
It's not outlawed. What did you do to 1 to get 4? You multiply it by 4. So what did you do to 4 to get 1? You divided by 4. So 128 divided by 4 is?
32.
32. So that's another way. So those are the connected math ways of doing it. But now,
I think I know the outcome.
I'm just going to do it to keep it simple. Now, here is the illegal way. And I expect all 3 ways shown on your paper. So if you're sitting there playing with your sweet tarts and not writing this down, that is a problem. All right. So this is called cross multiplication. It has been outlawed because it's thought of as a trick. It's not actually a trick. There's a perfectly reasonable algebraic explanation for this, which I can show you if you'd like.
Yes, I know how to do it.
But we're just going to do it now. Cross multiplication says that if I multiply across my equal sign, that the products of those two multiplication problems will be equivalent. So what that says is my 1 times 128 is going to equal my 4 times the x. That's what cross multiplication says. Again, I can show why at a later time. 1 times 128 is?
128.
Is equal to 4x. What's the opposite of multiplying x by 4? Divide by 4, divided by 4, which means x
32.
is equal to 32. Now, the reason why this works is if I multiply this side by 128, multiply this side by 128, 128 divided by 128 is 1. So I'd end up with 128 divided by 4 is equal to x. Well, that's what we just did here, right?
Yeah.
So that's why it works. But it's been labeled an illegal trick.
Why? So we can't use it.
But if you want to use it, I'll turn my eye.
Oh my God.
And I will not issue you a citation for your illegal work.
I think you're gonna get fined.